Hello everybody, I hope you're okay. So we're going to be building an NFC reader. So I've got some NFC tags here. I need to build a new one for another door. So here we've got our own smart home system. You can see the mess of cables up there. But yeah, they run off just one of these standard RFID readers with an NFC tag and an ESP32 8266. But yeah, so I'll flip the camera around so you can see me. I've got a solder the wires on it here. I've got all the code. The code's already been written, but I'll show you over that in a minute. And I'll explain it all through. Let's get to it. Okay, so hopefully you can see me okay, or you can see what you need to see anyway. So I've got this here, which is the RFID RC522. It requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cables. Can you see that at the bottom? It requires 8 cables. So I'm gonna get the 8 cables out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that might be 9, but don't really matter. And I've got to solder them on. So I've got some solder over here. Everyone's favourite. Let's get to it. I haven't got any sort of workbench for this. I'm just doing it here. Normally I'd do it downstairs, but it's not a great filming location for this. So I'm just doing it upstairs in my office. So let me talk to you a bit about this while I do this. So we have a smart home system, but not like your standard run-of-the-mill, you bought it online, whatever. It's entirely custom built. Can you see that? Yeah. It's entirely custom built, so it's running my own software that runs in Node.js and PHP. And then, how many? I've fucked this up massively. I've got so many more of these. It's just really difficult. Sorry, this is really difficult. This is way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Oh, there you go. That's something. Yeah, so we've got our own smart home system that runs in Node.js and PHP. To be fair, it's really good. It's a bit of a it's all kind of written in a way that you write the code for it. There's no like GUI. I've really fucked that up. I was 2 over. There's no like GUI or anything for it. Well, there is. There's a web interface. But most of the stuff you write, if you write in the code, if you want to write an automation, you've got to write it in code in PHP. Let's hopefully get this soldered in. Yeah, so that's kind of how that works, and actually works really well. It allows us to do some stuff that's quite high performance, and it's running on quite a powerful server as well as a load of other technology. So I'm just going to solder these on now. It'd be ideal if I had some sort of flux. Let's turn this up a bit. It's on 305. I think it needs to be a bit hotter. They're going in. I don't know how well you can see that. I can attempt to adjust it that way, but you can. I can zoom you in. There you go. No, I can't zoom you in. I don't know why I can't zoom you in. It's not the best soldering job in the world, but they're on. I can probably improve it with a bit of a touch-up to reheat the solder. Shit. It's quite a difficult job to do, I've concluded. I can't see it very well. This is not going very well. It's not really taking. There we go. I need some flux, don't I? is a very last minute job. I don't know if you can tell. I kind of need it by about, what's the time now? It's 12:15. I need it by about 2 o'clock, so hopefully it'll work. That actually took quite well in the end. Once it started to pick up its temperature, it sort of did quite well. Let's show you that. Oh, I'll move the stool in. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but they're all soldered on. They're pretty good, to be fair. So, I've got over here the wiring diagram. I'll show you that when we go to code. But I just got to wire these up. So let's pull these pins apart. So in this diagram, it says that I need to connect the VCC, which is otherwise known as the 3-volt pin, to the 3-volt bus on the nodemcu. Let's just go with this 3-volt bus here. Then I need to connect the ground pin, which is the orange wire, they're labelled, to the ground. That was pretty intuitive. So then I need to connect the SDA to D2. SDA is this grey cable. I'm going to connect that to D2. This has got funny markings. Hold on. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's got like... They're not labelled the same as normal. Can we get that in focus, please? Yeah, they're not labelled as normal. Let me get a different one. Okay, here you go. I'm back with the proper one now, and it's now got the right labels. Let's get rid of the packaging. That's missed the bin entirely. Don't matter. Get that open. Struggle to get it out of the fucking box. It's got some bent pins, but it's got some really bent pins. Look at that. It's clearly been mashed about a bit. Hopefully it'll work. That's a bit better. But as you can see now, they're labelled better. They've got like D1, D2, D3. So let's get back on with what we did. So what did I do? I did 3-volt, which was the green. That went to the 3 volts. The ground was the orange. And then I was doing the grey into D2. That's correct. Okay, then I want to put the SCK, that's the second one in, so the white, into D5. There we go. What do I want next? I want to do the MOSI, which I think is the next pin over, MOSI, which is the black. That wants to go into D7. So actually, I think we want to go this way with that one. Realistically, I could build some sort of circuit board for this, but I don't know much about building circuit boards. That is something I want to learn, though. Learn how to build and create circuit boards. But that goes into there. MISO, which is the next one along, which is the brown, wants to go to D6. So in that gap. Great. There we go. Now we've got the reset, which goes to D1, which is the yellow wire. And that's it. We've done the ground. Well, have I got two? I've got ground in here twice. But anyway, we've done that. There is a second... What have we not connected? We've not connected the red wire. The red wire goes to the SOI. I don't know how you can see that, but the red wire is going to the SOI. We don't need that. So that's what it looks like. It's all sort of wired up. Let me jump over to show you the code, and then we'll plug it all in. Okay, so here I am on the computer. It's just some Arduino code. It's pretty simple. So actually all I've done is import some standard libraries. I've got some pins for LEDs. We're not going to be using any LEDs in this one, but there are pins for LEDs. Of course, there would be the Wi-Fi password there, but I've not shown you that. And then it's just talking to the server. So it's going to the server's brain endpoint to make a post request of API door access RFID. We've got device types. It's RFID v1, so we can distinguish different devices. We just set up a host name, make that available. We look... so that does on the setup. Of course, we're setting the pins and stuff. Run a setup for all the stuff that we need to do to get the onboard updates and stuff like that. We run a loop. This is the loop. So the loop is what constantly runs to do all the RFID. It says is new card present, reads card serial number. We're going to log it. We convert it to a string. We get the MAC address, and then we make this as a post request to the server. So that we can, do we send the IP address? Yeah, we all send that to the server, so the server knows which device is connecting to it. We halt and stop crypto, etc. Connect to Wi-Fi. That does exactly what you think it does. It connects it to the Wi-Fi. This is what actually communicates with the server. It takes in the parameters, sends it as JSON to the server. Looks like that. We echo out the payload so you can see it in the standard output. Then we handle the response. We essentially flash the LED depending on whether it was a valid or invalid payload. Quite simple, but that's all the code. So let's come back to me and I'll plug it back in. Okay, so what I've done is I've plugged this into my Mac using a cable. And now on my Mac, you can't see that, but on my Mac I'm just going to be able to pick it. Let's move the camera slightly. I could just pick it from the drop-down list. So it's this USB serial thingy and it knows about it. And it's going to compile and just send those commands to it. We've got an NFC tag, so we'll be able to use that. Give that a moment to think about it. So as you can see now, it's actually communicating and it's sending the byte data. So it's compiled the Arduino code, and we're now sending it as byte data to the server. Not to the server, sorry, to the nodemcu. I'm often talking about a server, so yeah. So we're doing that. That'll be done in a minute. It's 75%. So now we can open the serial port, the serial monitor, and you can see it says it's ready. It's spitting out some garbage, but it says it's connected to the Wi-Fi. So if I present the NFC tag, it'll say that the door is not, you can see here, which is telling me about the tag. Let me pull you off there and I'll show you. So I thought it's best I just told you here. So if I present the tag to the thing, you'll see that you get another command. So you can see here it's outputting the ID of the tag, followed by the MAC address of the device and the IP address of the device. It's making a request to the server, but the server is responding with a successful false text door not found, because it doesn't know what door to associate this nodemcu with, because this is just for a quick thing now. I need to configure all that later, which I won't get into in this video, because that's kind of out of the scope. But I just wanted to show you that, and it's pretty simple actually. This supports, the way I've implemented this with these, and on iPhone, I'm using a custom card in wallet. So there's a Chinese transit card that allows you to have it fixed IDs instead of revolving. So I'm using that so that I could do this from my phone. So I can just present my phone to it and it'll unlock doors and stuff. I've got them all around my house. I just did a short showing you it on my gate. I'm going to be presenting this on my studio. So it'll be on the door there. I might do a video about me installing that. I might not. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of this one. See you in the next one.